I was gonna wait for the full translations of the leaks, but honestly, when I saw it, I mean, you really only have to see it. You don't have to read it. You don't have to like understand what's being said. I do a bit based off of what they already translated off the raws, but the most important part here for me personally that I saw that I realized is that Sukuna killed Jogo, and he was there when he was in the afterlife. Sukuna killed Kashimo, and he was there in the afterlife with them. Sukuna killed Gojo, and he wasn't there in the afterlife. That's why I don't think Gojo's dead, because Sukuna didn't pop up in his afterlife thing. He was thinking it's a dream, made it look like he moved at the end. So I don't know. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to survive getting being cut in half. He wouldn't have died that quickly as well, because what's her face? Tsukumo, right? Also died, or not? Oh, she did die, but she got cut in half and she was still alive, right? If she could survive, Gojo's got it, right? And he had just gotten his reverse cursing. That another again back to that Sukuna not being in the afterlife thing. Also, at the end of the chapter, even if Gojo does come back, actually, now I'll say that for the predictions. But we did see Yuji come in with his like arms, like weird whatever, like fish scales or whatever, fish gills on his arms. He had like claws. I think that's gonna come from the cursed womb paintings that he ate his brothers. And I don't think that's gonna be a surprise, right? Like we're just gonna wait to see how Gege explains it and all the stuff, all the new abilities he's gonna have. But Higuruma, is he? You know what? It's hard to talk about the chapter without making my predictions. You know what? I'm gonna make my predictions. We'll call this the analysis slash predictions for next chapter, right? I think Gojo will come back and he's gonna be a defensive role in the sense that he'll teleport people around, which is why I think Higuruma and Yuji are there. Because I think at the end, again, it's not translated, but it looked like Sukuna was confused of either what was happening or the fact that Yuji and Higuruma were there, right? Because he didn't notice that. Ume also looked a little disgusted, like she's like, oh my days. And so after the domain broke, they all fell down, the four of them. What I think happened is Gojo teleported, actually teleported Yuji and Higuruma into the domain so that, what's his face? So that Sukuna wouldn't be able to detect it. I mean, did it really matter? But either way, he got them there on the quicks. It broke, they fell down. Because that's how it looks, obviously, off of the panels. It looks like the domain broke and all four of them are falling down. And, well, they're going to fight Sukuna now. Higuruma, though, he's going to pull his domain. Because that thing's going to be like instant, right? Do I feel like, oh, I mentioned this last time about Urume's domain against Kashimo's? No, not Kashimo's, Hakari's, right? Where Hakari's will probably be fine because it's such a, not a low level, but a low threat in conditions wise. So it's not like a guaranteed hit. They mentioned that it's like they became so hard. Titans, like everyone used to have domains, but ever since they made guaranteed hits and to kill, like a one hit kill once you're in there, you clapped, then it made it harder to make, right? And harder to combat. But since his is so fast, as part of his innate curse technique, I feel like the same thing will happen with Higuruma's, right? Because they're both the same, which is also what that other guy said. Kinshi? No, that's Hakari. I forget the other guy who was talking about and like explaining all the stuff that he knew, the other teacher. He's like, you guys have the same type of thing where your domain is pretty much part of your curse technique, so you just activate it without having really the try. So he's gonna pull it out, and I don't think Sukuna's be able to counter it, and he's gonna have to face those fraud allegations, and it's not looking too good for him. But Kashimo died in just like 3 chapters, which is kind of what I said. It was like 2-3 chapters, and it was the one where he came in, or he was coming in at the end of the chapter when Gojo died. Then he talked to him. He's like, "Let's fight," and then Sukuna's like, "Okay, let's fight." And well, he just got killed right now. A lot of people, not a lot of people. I think most people actually were saying 2-3 chapters. There was one guy who said, "Nah, he's gonna last." He's cooked. He's done. He's cooked. I know he was hyping himself up. He's like, I got this. My curse technique. I'll kill it. To be fair, this isn't the same Sukuna that fought Gojo. Okay, this guy's pulling out all the stops. He has 4 arms. He's doing his full techniques and chants with his mouth on his stomach. A little weird. Yeah, he's going crazy. So I want to see what Yuji's gonna do. Does he finally have resistance against slashes because of his soaked in Sukuna's curse energy? Perhaps. Is he gonna fight him hand to hand? I don't think so. I think Sukuna would still be the better fighter unless he really got better. Like Yuji got better at fighting with the little time skip. Do I think he got to the level of someone like Gojo who was actually pushing Sukuna? I don't think so. I don't think the curse wound paintings would give such a boost. Especially since they weren't fully manifested. They were still like those vials or whatever. They were sealed. Higuruma Will he get the Executioner's Blade and get rid of Sukuna's curse technique? That would be too easy. No, because it wouldn't get rid of his curse energy. They got rid of Yuji's curse energy because he didn't have a curse technique. Then he got the Executioner's Blade. But since Sukuna has a curse technique, that'll get removed. Executioner's Blade, and he would probably still keep his curse energy, which is enough to fight most people. It was like when Gojo was fighting these natural curse, disaster curses or whatever, where he's like, Jogo's like, this guy's just fighting us based off of pure manipulation of curse energy and just like taijutsu. He'll probably be fine, but if he gets touched, he's dead, right? Like there's no debating, but he has to win the case. It'd be funny to see what they'll bring up. Like if they bring up Shibuya against him, so Yuji testifies like, yeah, that's him, that's the guy. I don't see maybe this is how we get the Heian era flashbacks, right? If they pull up the allegations, they're gonna have to be like, it might be something from his time, and so that's when we go back. It's like, did you kill all those sorcerers who are trying to fight you, right? And then they go back into it, and that's how Gege goes into it. That might be it. I mean, not much happened. Kashimo got clapped. We see Sukuna going crazy. Everyone joined in. By everyone, I mean just Yuji and Higuruma. But also since the domain collapsed, so is Uruume and Hakari coming in. I think Hakari might still be keeping Uruume at bay, while Yuji and Higuruma are actually going to be the ones next to fight Sukuna. Are more sorcerers going to come in? Perhaps. And if my theory about Gojo being the one who teleported them in was true, then probably, yeah. He'll keep pulling in kids, he'll pull them out, pull them in, boom, 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 boom. That might go crazy. Outside of that, there's not much else. Again, we still have to wait for the translations, the actual translations. But most of the fight is him talking to Kashimo, and that really doesn't matter. At least in the terms of what's gonna happen to affect the story. Didn't get his extra weapon, but he'll get it eventually, maybe. If you agree, give this video a like. If you have other predictions or anything, put them in the comment section. Either way, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll watch my next video when that comes out, with the next chapter. Because this is technically the spoilers ready, so I'm gonna wait till next week. Maybe I'll put some other videos in between. Who knows? Either way, stay tuned.